Hey everyone, it's Christian here, and there's some good news. One is that I got my little handheld tripod back, so there's going to be less destabilization of the camera. But this is it's going to be a little bit of a rant. Um, I went over to my nursery this morning, and I discussed with the owner of the property that I let me get out of the sun here. As everyone knows, it just rained and now it's sunny. It's about 90 degrees or 85, 90 degrees, and it's kind of like a sauna. Anyone that lives in Florida or a humid, rainy climate knows what that feels like. But anyway, so I went to my nursery, or what was left of this morning, to kind of get a few things, and um, I was going to pick up some of the materials that I had purchased, and I spent just on that shade house, several $1,000s, and they had ripped it all up, and the property owner told me that he was not sorry that my plants have been kind of all ripped up and stuff like that in the hurricane. So I was a little, knowing the guy for a year, giving him basically my setup was that I was giving him free consultation in return for nursery space, which was on a 15-acre property that he had. Was a little amount of space, and I paid for all the materials to build it. So if he decided one day to not have me there, I was taking a risk, and I took that risk, and it didn't really pay off, and just a mixture of not being able to get over there as much as I used to, and stuff like that. It just really kind of, the hurricane kind of just settled things. But then there were some materials that I wanted to keep, and I really came down to him just not really caring, and it just being a business to him, and to me it's more like it's a passion. It's something that I absolutely love. I kept my collection there. I came there to enjoy its therapy, and I had a legitimate handshake. And this is the third time that I've actually had a lease on a property, whether through monetarily or through trading, for my nursery, where I've had to end up moving my stuff out. Luckily, before the hurricane, I had actually sold most of my stuff because it was all ready for sale to people who I contract grow for. So the good thing was, this is kind of just what was left, which is not very much for a nursery. And some of it's not the best shape because of, one, the nursery, and two, the sun, the shade cloth was gone, and the sun, the irrigation was not running, but it was rainy, so some things are kind of dried up, and there's some weeds, and I'm gonna have to go through it all. But I just put this all in my truck, and I actually got a new vehicle for the job, and something has to tow this, and the Santa Fe just didn't have enough towing power, so that's a Honda Ridgeline, and it's an awesome truck, and I look forward to owning it for a long time. So I know I'll be paying for it for a long time, so I might as well enjoy it. So anyway, yeah, so it kind of left things a little bit salty with that whole interaction this morning, having to pick up my things. Just a reminder, this happened once to me in 2008, then again in 2012. Seems like every 4 or 5 years, I just get leveraged, and it's all in the name of business. And I guess, if I ever build another shade house, it's going to be on my own property, or with some serious things in place, stops in place to keep this from happening to me in the future. So I did manage to keep some things that I wanted to plant that that didn't get wrecked by the hurricane, and go over them a little bit. I might do a separate vlog on each one, but they look kind of crappy now. But this is a Saiagra species I got from a friend of mine in Brazil back in 2006, and it's kind of a dwarfish type. It's obviously not that big, being over 10 years old, but it has a silvery blue, very stiff leaves. This has a locality name called Arco Verde, which just means green hill, I believe. I'm not sure in Portuguese, but over here is a Adelaide I grew from seed in 2009. It was actually left at my friend Rusty's place, and I didn't even know it was there. And this is from northern Bolivia, southern Colombia. It's a very tropical looking Adelaide. It has very broad leaflets, softer leaflets. So I can't wait to see it when it gets bigger. It needs to go in the ground. It's a 7-gallon I have my Adelaia speciosa. And then I have some agaves that a friend of mine from down the street gave me. And that's a pandanus, a dwarf that is pretty roughed up. Hopefully it'll make it. Some bromeliads left over. And my Copernicia coelii seedlings, which I had actually... They kind of just went right through the hurricane without really much damage. So, and also the cycad seedlings, which they can handle it. Luckily, small plants tend, as long as it's rainy, they can tend to handle the winds because they don't have a lot of wind resistance. I mean, there's really nothing to cause this. There's no way for it to break. I know the crown is underground, all the roots are underground there, where there's no trunk. These little Hemithrinax ekmanianas. They're some of the smallest, tiniest little seedlings you'll ever see, but really beautiful plant. And you can see these pambanas aren't looking so hot, kind of dried out. But I was out of town for so long, 3 separate occasions in the past month, 4 actually, and yeah, just maybe it was for the best that I didn't, the nursery was kind of went by the wayside, but just the manner in which it happened was kind of. I felt very impersonal and kind of feeling a little bit betrayed by someone I trusted. And yeah, that's when you put a lot of money into something and a lot of effort and passion, and the person just kind of says, well, I'm going to use this extra space, plant some plants, we're going to rip it up. There's not a whole lot you can do, legally. So I'm not going to. I mean, I considered telling people, oh well, this person, don't trust them, but it's really just comes down to what good is it going to really do. The plant world is very small. At least I'm sorry, the collector plant world is pretty small. Palms and cycads. So I don't need to go and this YouTube channel the intention was to show people how to grow plants, not to cause any drama or anything. So I'm not going to try and do that. But it is a pretty salty feeling when you go. It's kind of worse, the hurricane comes and you're like, oh, well, I hope my plants are okay. And it's not the hurricane you had to worry about. It was the greedy person behind the afterward that you had to worry about. So anyway, I'm going to leave that here. I'm going to try and weed this stuff out. I got some old pepper plants that need to just get thrown out. And yeah, I'll leave that here. And thanks for watching. This really isn't a palm review. It's just sort of a rant that I wanted to put on video. I may or may not upload this depending on how I feel about it, but I'll take a look at it and see. But anyway, yeah, I'll be kind of just growing here and doing the consult work. So thanks for watching, and if you're new, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll see plenty of cool palm reviews and other plant reviews. And if you have any questions about owning or running a nursery, that sort of thing, you leave it down below. And I will see you guys next time.